I am happy to be here
and
to share a little bit more of my interview with Kamala Harris.
This was no small thing. This is the first time she's doing a big sit down here, one-on-one, since that historic election. This is a big deal, and she did it at a special place.
Oh yes, Howard University, her beloved alma mater. It's just a short distance away from where she'll be sworn in as the Vice President of these United States. Howard University.
Yeah.
Just a short distance. Of course, the Capitol, the White House. As a student, could you have imagined being just days away from such a historic moment?
No, and I really feel quite emotional about it.
In just a few short weeks, Kamala Harris will make history when she is sworn in. But following a contentious and extended election season, bringing the country together remains a major challenge. President Trump, what are your thoughts on his reluctance to acknowledge the election?
In this democracy of ours as Americans, which is our democracy is stronger than any one man or woman. It is about the people, and the people spoke.
And as the country reels from a raging pandemic that has led to more than 300,000 American lives lost and caused unemployment to soar, questions remain about how the new administration will work with Congress to bring relief to the American people. The stimulus package.
Yeah.
When you're talking about how to work together and come together and knowing there are people in need, what needs to be done or assured to make sure that it gets passed?
Robin, I'll tell you, I don't understand the hesitation. The people are suffering.
Yeah.
You know, the numbers I saw, 1 in 6 families in America are describing their children as being hungry. The number of small businesses that have had to permanently close or are in fear of permanently closing. The moratoriums on evictions and foreclosures are about to end. The people here in Washington, D.C. have got to stop living in a bubble. The people have a right to expect that their leaders in Congress see them and act in their best interest. You know, I can speak for Joe and me. We were elected to do a job, and we intend to bring everybody along who wants to do the job with us.
He has said a 100-day mask mandate. Other than that, what specifically will this administration do to turn this pandemic around?
Yeah, and the 100 days of the mask, he's urging, like there's no punishment. They don't have to, but he is saying as a leader, please, everybody, work with me here. For the first 100 days, let's everybody just wear a mask and see the outcomes there. Because, of course, the scientists and the public health officials tell us there'll be really great outcomes if everyone does wear a mask when they're in public. It is about getting through the pandemic around making sure that everyone has access to the vaccine and that they take it.
And how do you go about doing that when you know there's so much mistrust, especially in the community of color?
And that means about listening to the people. It means about remembering history and why people feel the way they do. And then also reminding folks, this vaccine is just about one thing and one thing only: saving lives.
Now the Vice President-elect and her husband, Doug Emhoff, are both preparing to shatter gender norms. How do you think he's going to put a stamp on it? Because he's making history as well.
He is. He is making history. He will be the first second gentleman of the United States of America. And he is very excited about it. And I will tell you, he has this sweatshirt that says "Girl Dad," that it's almost in tatters. But he's very proud of being the father of a daughter. You know, he is, and of course proud to be a father of a son. But he's aware that, you know, we still have so much work to do to remind our children of every gender that they should not be confined by the limited perception that some might have of who they are and what they can be. And this is where we are, I think, advancing as a society with each one of these moments. It says to everyone, don't let anyone put you in a box because of your gender. And I think that's important.
What is going to be going through your mind when you take that oath of office?
I'll be thinking about my mother. I feel a very big sense of responsibility. As I said recently, that I will be the first but I will not be the last. You know, I was raised by a mother who said that to me all the time. Kamala, you may be the first to do many things. Make sure you're not the last. And that's how I feel about this moment.
A sense of responsibility, you know, being the first. And sometimes that can weigh you down, having that and having to navigate that. But she doesn't shy away from it, you know, acknowledges the historic moment. But beyond that, it's just about, it goes beyond that with her, and really wanting to get people back to work, get kids back in school, to dealing with the pandemic. I asked her, had they taken the vaccine? She and President-elect Biden had, and not yet. And because of security reasons, they don't want to say exactly when that's going to take place. But knowing that that is very important to get the pandemic under control. But another thing that she also said about, when you think about it, 70 million people voted for President Trump.
Yes.
70 million people. And you've heard President-elect Biden and also Kamala Harris talk about we're going to be for all people, we're going to govern all people. How do you go about doing that? And she said, we're moving forward, not moving on. There's a difference between moving on. Moving on means you don't recognize that, you know, moving on. So we're moving forward. We're recognizing that, but moving forward. And as a nation, we have to find a way to do that together.
I'll also be really interested to watch what this administration does, not just for the pandemic, but for women's health. We have a big crisis in this country with women's health. We have a lot of work to do, and I'll be watching closely to see how they address that. A
lot of people are going to be watching to see what they are going to do in regards to that and on many different issues.
Well, Robin, we appreciate you.
That's
we
it?
appreciate that.
I'm out?
Robin, no one in the history of this show has gotten this much time. Okay. You're welcome to stay.
It's a long history. Yes. No, in all sincerity, thank you very much. I appreciated this opportunity, and I'm going to have more on Nightline as well.
Of course. Robin, thank you so much.
Yeah, you can say that thing. You can thank me to have more Nightline.
Yes, thank you. She'll have more on Nightline coming up a little later, folks. All right, Robin, thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.